Whew. Alright. Oh, I just wish I could, grab a drink or something before I did this, but let's get going. Whew, I feel like I'm not gonna make friends with this video, but who knows? Maybe other people have had similar thoughts. I know I've stated this before in, videos where I'm like, okay, well, I don't really like where Discord is, or I don't know if the whole Discord thing was a good idea, and, I'll come out and say it's like the title says, I don't think Discord as a good guy was a good idea, at least not in its current state, or pretty much anywhere, Okay, so to start off, there's a few different titles I've considered for this video. Probably going to go with something like about Discord being not a very good guy because I don't know. Like I could say I don't like Discord in his current character state. But I think that's the issue is did Discord ever change? Except for going from large scale chaos to basic trolling, I think one of the major issues with Discord episodes is I never really feel like Discord changes. Sure, he technically learns lessons, but he learns lessons on the most rudimentary of, toddler level friendship, where it's like, you can have more than one friend and don't waste people's times by driving them across the world and pretending you're sick. Don't pretend you're sick. Don't you can have multiple friends. It's like um so I was thinking and I was like, well, I don't know if I've explained enough about that, like why I really dislike that, and why I don't think the main, which I think the fact is I couldn't have had a good I don't know if I could have a good title for this video because I'm not saying I hate Discord. I would never say that. John Delancey is still an amazing actor and if nothing else, I can say every Discord episode has been funny. Even the episode where Discord comes back originally is really funny. Of course, the Return of Harmony episodes when he's a villain are really hilarious. At times, the episode here, whatchamacallit, is pretty funny. Um, let's see. Keep something about friends, but keep Discord. I don't know. I'm not very good at titles right now. So, anyways, they've all been funny episodes and good in their own right. But I don't feel like Discord's grown any as a character, and you could call me wrong. If you think I'm incorrect, that's fine. But I don't know, we've never really seen him change, and I think among the many issues I have with that is because he's not part of the main cast. Discord is. Well, he seems to basically be about as important as any other one who plays a minor character part. He's as important and that doesn't mean he's as important to the kingdom, but to the show, to the amount you see him. You see him about as much as you see Celestia or Luna. Luna had an episode this season. It was a fantastic episode that I loved, but she isn't part of the main cast. You know, when the season finale, the season finale rolls around and Starlight Glimmer comes back, I'm not expecting Luna to save the day. She's important, sure, but she's not the main characters of the show. She's not in that cast, and Discord hasn't really fit in that cast either. He's a minor character, which I feel is a mistake because they basically got a seventh ranger, but like they threw him to the back. Basically, like, they got the seventh ranger. Then the first time, the season 4 finale, which ironically I think, the one with Tyrek, I can't names, but I think that was the best representation we've had of Discord since he became a good guy, because that revealed like why he was actually there, was to catch Tyrek, and all of it, he actually had a reasonable reasons for his actions. You can dislike him or like him there. I don't know. It's debatable, but at least there was an idea for why he was there. But overall, he failed and tried to turn to the dark side or whatever, and basically, he he failed as his duty as the Seventh Ranger, or at least didn't help his allies. So he basically got flung to the back. I mean, I'm not saying that's exactly what happened. I mean, obviously, it's not like anything's really changed, which I think is part of the issue, but like, it's like, oh, hey, here, have a Seventh Ranger. Oh, your Seventh Ranger failed. Never mind. You shouldn't have a Seventh Ranger. It's like, what? I don't know. Because I think I do understand maybe not much doing much with him in this season, that he did come back, though I do still say they should have done more with him in that season. But since the season finale was such a big Discord thing, I can understand, like, okay, um, maybe you didn't want to, like, make him overly attached to the main characters. I think still a couple of episodes where I got to know other characters, the main six, or even this episode where I got to know, like, hey, you can broaden your horizons, and in fact, you should broaden your horizons, have more friends, that probably would have been better. Um, because I think one of among my issues is he's still only really friends with Fluttershy. I would not count Discord as a friend of any of the other main six. And considering the theme of the show, the idea of the show, friendship is magic, Discord isn't really a friend to many of the main characters, which is what part of what's putting him in his, background status. But still, I mean, at the very least, with the other minor characters, you could say everybody generally likes them, probably. Like, everyone likes Princess Celestia, obviously. All of the main cast likes Luna. There's no animosity there. I don't know that anyone who is in Fluttershy likes Discord. Um, or at least they haven't really openly stated it. And I think this is a problem if you're going for the friendship theme, because I haven't really felt it with Discord. Um okay, so I guess I should talk about, like, so I've been thinking, and I just think Discord, if you're going to do something like this is the kind of thing that I feel like should have changed the, and some people might not have liked this, but I feel like this kind of should have been the type of thing that would have changed the dynamic of the show, which unfortunately doesn't seem to happen a lot with this show. As much as I still love it, it is wonderful. I mean, there's been, well, not everything this season has been a top notch for me. Like, episode 100 was amazing. I think almost everyone can agree on that, and it's just so great. The Loon episode was great. There's lots of things to love this episode. This season opener was great. But yeah, there's kind of like with the Twilight Princess thing. There's just not been a major change with the cutie map thing. Um, and yeah, so I feel like that's kind of a bummer, because I think that would make Discord being a good guy a lot more interesting if he actually changed the dynamic. And that's not to say every episode has to star Discord, even has to have Discord in it, but, I feel like he's at the point where he should be a main character, because he's living with one of the main characters, and they're basically supposed to teach this guy about friendship, right? So, why, why isn't that happening? And I think another thing that has been a major misdraw there has been they haven't really shown anything chaos magic can do for good. There was catching Tyrek, which Discord didn't do, so that doesn't really count. But aside from that, they haven't really shown like something good Discord can actually do. I don't think Discord's done one good deed. And if I'm wrong, correct me. But I think that's an issue. Another thing is Discord hasn't done one good deed, which isn't a problem when he's a villain. But when he's a good guy, shouldn't a character who is considered good at least do something that makes them good? They shouldn't just be generically titled as good or even neutral. They have to do something. Um, so I think Discord could, honestly. I'm not saying that chaos magic, you can't use that for good. It is still magic, and he can control his powers, so you can just make unexpected but good things happen. And I think I'm stealing this idea from someone, but Applejack has tons of apples, just grows tons of them. Obviously, that's major thing with Applejack. So I think an idea there would be to. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little distracted. I can hear stuff. But anyways. So I think a thing to do would maybe be like Discord can basically make candy apples. But he's Discord. He can make all kinds of candy apples. We've already seen. I mean, there's other apples just besides normal apples. He can make like I don't know, blueberry apples. That probably doesn't sound tasty, but he can do all kinds of things. Grapples. I mean, that's a real thing. That's really funny sounding real thing. Grapples. There's just it could be like those every flavored jelly beans except with apples, and that could just be a thing he does, and Applejack could sell these, every flavor apple Discord's every flavor apples, and that's not to say she'd stop making normal apples, but that's just a thing that she could do, and that's something they could, I don't know, bond over maybe, is apples, because Applejack. Let's see. And it's not just like Applejack. There's Twilight. I I wouldn't say, I don't know if there's necessarily chaos magic, but she's all about magic. I imagine, maybe not quite the level of chaos, but I feel like Discord could maybe try and teach Twilight some magic, and maybe vice versa. Maybe Discord could try and learn some normal magic, and Twilight could, dabble in magic that maybe you can't learn by just reading books. Maybe it takes an actual teacher of that type of magic. Like, I imagine, and that's not to say she should be great at it, or even, like, really delve deeply into the arts. I imagine she wouldn't want to, but at least, some kind of attempt there between them, like trying out magic spells. I think that could be an interesting episode. Discord and Twilight messing with their different types of magic. And that's something they could bond over, because, Twilight loves magic, and who knows, maybe in books, like, Discord can basically pull up any, like, normal book, and he could pretty much, like, there's probably long forgotten books that Discord could just materialize, because he's Discord. So, I'm pretty sure there's things he and Twilight could bond over. Let's see. Rainbow Dash, there's pranks. I say Discord can be too mean spirited and a jerk, and he can, but we've seen that, you know, Flutter, Rainbow Dash, and Pinkie Pie have, done pranks, and I think that could be a good thing. Like, maybe helping to teach Discord what is a harmless prank. And what is, like unacceptable. You don't do that. You don't drop rocks on someone's head. You don't banish them to another dimension. That's not a prank. You don't do it. Um, you don't invite gem stealing smooze to a party. That's not acceptable. Um, but like teach, have fun with pranks. Because I imagine Discord is amazing at pranks, and also, like I said, just generally teaching him. I don't know that it could fill up an episode. There's probably something bigger you could do with Rainbow Dash, but that's just the first thing that comes to mind is pranks. Would be an obvious thing. Um, Pinkie Pie, I don't know. Pinkie Pie's already so random. Have you could have her and Discord do just about anything, and they'd probably bond over just being silly and ridiculous. I mean, we already saw Pinkie, like, when Discord was a villain, she was the one who was, hyped about chocolate rain, because, I mean, who doesn't love chocolate rain and just popcorn everywhere, and, she was hyped about the snacks. And cotton candy clouds and stuff. So, they could bond easily. Rarity and Discord would probably be the hardest. I don't really have a starting place there. But, we've seen Rarity has a room of organized chaos. I mean, why hasn't something like that, come up? I mean, We've seen Discord's Discord world, which I probably wouldn't have done if I was writing for it. I mean, I think I said Discord was living with Fluttershy, and I always assumed he was, because that's basically where we see him lounging, but I guess he has his own Discord world house. I don't know, it's kind of weird. But, anyways. So, but we've seen Discord, even he kind of has like his own house, which is basically a sort of organized chaos. It is chaos, but he basically creates chaos by unorganizing things. So I don't know. There's maybe something that could be discussed there with him and Rarity. Once again, I don't know how you'd fill up an entire episode, but I mean, the show writers are professional writers. I'd hope they'd at least be able to come up with some way for Rarity and Discord to interact. I think there's a lot of but basically, I feel like he should at some point bond a bit, at least a bit, but he should really bond with all of the main cast, because otherwise he's not really part of the. He doesn't really. Like, Discord is, in my opinion, currently a bad good guy, because he doesn't really blend in with the show. He doesn't blend in with the current cast, and I find that a little distracting when he comes up and I'm like, oh look, there's Discord. I'm like, I want to see more Discord. I'm also like, but is he really a I don't even know. Like, I don't know where to place him. I just think there's a lot more they could do with him that they aren't. And as much as I don't want to be like, I'm super disappointed, I'm a little disappointed because I think if you introduce a new character, you have to do something with it. I mean, Discord's probably had less episodes than the Cutie Mark Crusaders, and they're not really supposed to be main characters. They're little sisters and stuff to the main cast, so all except for Scootaloo, but she and Rainbow Dash are not directly related. They're basically, I guess, kind of. Anyways, that's not really my point. I guess just my point is I'd like to see Discord do more than just be Discord. I'd like to see an episode where maybe someone aside from Fluttershy gains any level of respect for Discord. Cause I just don't feel like we've seen that. I don't feel like anyone's had any reason to respect or even like Discord in the actual show, which, as I've said, I just feel like that's a problem when your main focus is friendship. And as I said, that doesn't mean I don't think he's irredeemable or that, hey, maybe they'll even do something else. And that's not to say the Discord episodes have been particularly bad. They feel like they almost feel like episodes from a different show, I guess is the thing. Um and they also always feel like a step back because, as I think I said, they feel very young, and I know not all the shows in the not all the episodes in the show have to really pertain to real life or and it is a show meant for kids, so some of the stuff I kind of get, but some of it's really really basic. Like, don't no, you can have more than one friend. I'm like, is I mean, I know the real lesson's kind of about jealousy, but the way Discord learns it, that you can have more than one friend, does any kid really need to learn that? I mean, I assume most learn that probably earlier than they'd be watching this kind of show. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It just seems like such a toddler level lesson of you can have more than one friend that I just couldn't really care for it because um whether you like all of the episodes or not, there's certainly a lot more there's certainly been a lot more mature themes you know in the show, kind of like Luna's episode. I'm trying to think of exactly what I would quote. Like, I'm trying to think of what I would really quote that lesson as being, but I guess just like, don't go out of your way to punish yourself, because it's funny, I found that lesson very relatable because it's really easy to do. Like, even at my age, I oftentimes feel myself, when I mess up, sometimes I get really upset at myself. I'm like, it's inexcusable that someone my age made such a basic oversight. Like, not sometimes I don't do audio stuff right, and that's so embarrassing when I have to re-record something. Um, you know, so I can really beat myself up about it, and that doesn't mean like, oh, I don't, I'm not saying you shouldn't feel bad at all for your mistakes, but sometimes you just have to learn to let it go, and I think even as an adult, that's a really rough, that's something I can relate to, I can understand, and I think a lot of people can, maybe not everyone. I know it's, that kind of thing is probably different for a lot of people, but, yeah. And especially like I'm making a minor, minor thing example, but obviously, Luna's thing was a lot bigger. But it's a very relatable lesson. I did not at all like. There's no point in my life where I've ever been like, man, that person's friends with someone else, and this makes me mad because they can't be my friend, and I hate them. It's like, no, it's. I mean, if there was, it probably was when I was like 5, and before a time I could even remember. Because there's no time in my memory that I ever said anything like that. And that's not to say I've never been jealous, but, just because someone's friends with someone else, I don't think I've really had that. Anyways, so what else was I saying? So, I don't know, I just, but not getting too sidetracked by even not just basic lesson stuff. Like, I think I'd like Discord's inclusion a lot more. As I said, just if he was more included in the main cast. And this doesn't even mean they have to have a ton of episodes about him, but like I would be so hyped if there was even just one, like, one this season where Discord's actually hanging out and befriending one of the main 6 that isn't Fluttershy. I mean, I would love if they changed that a bit more, but even if they're not going to change the way the show works, at least when Discord does show up, they could make him more, they could very slowly make him become friends with everyone, and I think that even that would make an interesting dynamic. As opposed to right now where he doesn't really have anything. It's just this static relationship where he's always around Fluttershy and everyone else is like, God, that Discord guy is useless bum. um, you know. So, was there really anything else to add to that? No. I mean, something I am curious to see, is how they're going to handle Discord when Starlight Glimmer makes her return. Like, she's gonna make her return. Probably season finale of this season. Starlight Glimmer is gonna return. And, how are they gonna handle Discord not just saving the day this time? Maybe some of my complaints will be met. Maybe Discord will be useful. Maybe he'll actually come to the aid of the main 6 and they'll actually all get closer as friends or something. Um, I'm hoping for that. I'm really not sure, but I guess they at least have to do something with him so the episode isn't just turned into Discord rides to town and saves the day. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe they'll fix my problems. I mean, I know season 4, as I said, like season four's finale not only answered a lot of the issues with that season, like it pretty much had Twilight feeling like nothing happened with her princess stuff, and it answered a lot of that stuff, and it also had Discord at some of his finest. Actually, I think it is his finest since he became a good guy. So who knows? Maybe the finale is just what I have to look forward to with that. But still, I'd be great. It would be so cool if Discord bonded with anyone. Or even just like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've even seen elements of like Discord and Celestia getting along some. It's funny that we see that before really any of the other main cast, besides Fluttershy getting along with them. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else really to say. Um, if you disagree, that's understandable. I mean, I know there's a lot of people who love Discord, and I understand that. Oh, I was gonna say with my ideas, and you may think some people may think I'm trying to tone down Discord, and this is kind of true. And I almost feel like the show should too, depending, because I was actually thinking a way to stop him from basically being the new, like, the overpowered Seventh Ranger that can just show up and save the day with a snap of his fingers and just be like, oh, snap, Starlight glimmers in jail. Bam, day saved. I think to prevent that, they could kind of, like, maybe he'd start using more normal magic and, maybe there could be an episode devoted to after he's befriended all of the main six and started doing nice things, like genuinely nice things for all of them, and just being a friendly guy. Maybe he kind of starts to, lose his chaos powers, and there could be an episode about does Discord value friendship over his powers? Because we did kind of have that in the season finale, but not to like the extreme of really his powers weakening. Just it's kind of this friendship thing, which I think in that way was a missed opportunity. Because that's kind of that I think that's how I would have written it. Is like Discord's kind of growing weaker because he's not using his chaos powers. He's not being a god of chaos. He's just starting to be a pushover because he just loves friendship too much. But that they could have a huge dilemma where he's starting to notice that, and I think that'd be a really cool episode. And that's not to say I want him to completely stop being Discord. You may or may not like this example, but they had Genie in the Aladdin show. Like they had the Aladdin TV show on Disney Channel, and I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever. I don't remember much about it, though I do remember enjoying it when I was younger. But to keep Genie from being the magical save all MacGuffin, they kind of kept him like they did at the end of the movie, so Genie was nerfed, and he could still use his powers. He just wasn't like all powerful. He couldn't make anything happen. Um, and I think that could be an idea with Discord, not to make him like Genie, but to make him still crazy and still fun, but not maybe not as destructively crazy. Just to make a lot of his antics more silly and ridiculous, and to stop him from being a magical stop-all, like, superpower MacGuffin guy. I don't even know if MacGuffin's the right word, but, Deus Ex Discord. It's probably not right either, because it's not like Discord would come out of nowhere. I mean, it'd be funny, like, just, the season finale is rolling around, and you see the episode start up, and Discord just snaps his fingers, and Starlight's just instantly in jail. That'd be funny, but I mean, obviously that'd be an anticlimax right there, so they have to do, you know. You obviously can't just instantly save the day with his powers, and admittedly right now, I don't even know if he'd be inclined to aside from saving Fluttershy. And who knows, maybe even the climax is going to be like the opener. Maybe it's going to be a smaller scale adventure but I feel like this one isn't going, I don't feel like it is. Like, Starlight Glimmer is so far the only villain to escape like that, like legit villain. So I assume when she comes back, she's gonna come back full force with some kind of new powers, or like maybe some kind of brainwashing something. I don't know. Well, and by brainwashing, I mean, of course, more brainwashing, like legit brainwashing magic, not just, equalizing magic. but who knows? We will see. I'm still excited to see that. I've rambled more than long enough. So that's overall my very rambly opinion. If you like it, that's fine. If you don't like it, that's fine. Feel free to leave comments. Either way, I'll be sure to read them. Um, and here's to I don't know. Hoping the hiatus doesn't last too long, cause geez, we've got one of those hiatuses on our hands, and it's gonna be a kind of lengthy one. I heard Equestria Girls 3 is gonna be out before the end of the hiatus, which I do plan to see. May or may not give a thoughts on. I know I haven't really been doing thoughts on episodes just because I haven't felt up to it, and I haven't really been sure what to say yet. Like episode 100, it's amazing. I imagine there's people who could analyze it a lot better. So, anyways, right, I'll end here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.